Welcome to Narrative Strokes. My name is Daniel, and I run a small podcast about urban legends. It started as a hobby, a way to share strange stories I'd read online or in books. But over the last 2 years, it's grown into something more. I've had paranormal investigators, amateur ghost hunters, even a guy who swears he lived through a skinwalker encounter in New Mexico. Usually it's all in good fun, but this time was different. I'd been looking for international guests, people who could talk about folklore outside the US. That's how I found Arjun, a researcher from Bangalore. He'd published papers about Indian folk beliefs, ghosts, and ritual practices. His writing was sharp and serious. He seemed credible, the kind of guest who could give my show some depth. When we scheduled the interview, I didn't realize the time difference would be so brutal. Midnight for me in New York, bright daylight for him. But that contrast seemed interesting. Me in darkness, him in light. I joked about it in my notes. It wouldn't feel like a joke later. When the call connected, his image filled the screen. He looked professional, collared shirt, neat beard, bookshelf stacked with journals and papers. Behind him, a window glowed with the Indian morning sun. "Good morning from India," he said, his voice smooth, deliberate. "Good evening here," I replied. "Thanks for joining me, Arjun." We exchanged small talk, then dove into his field of expertise. He spoke about the Chudail, a spirit of a woman who died in childbirth. "She looks beautiful at first," he explained, "but if you notice her feet, you will see them turned backward. That's how you know it is her." I chuckled. "So your Bigfoot has pretty feet?" His expression didn't change. "You laugh, Daniel. But men vanish because of her. They follow beauty into the night and never return." I shifted in my chair, trying to play it casual. "All right, what else have you got for me?" He told me about Naleba, the witch who comes knocking at night, mimicking the voices of people you know. Mothers, wives, even children. The only way to escape was to write Naleba, "Come tomorrow," on the door. "That sounds like Bloody Mary's Indian cousin," I said. "You say the words, she shows up." This time he leaned toward the webcam. "We don't joke about her. In my neighborhood, people have died. Whole families. You think it's folklore. But for us," he shook his head, "for us, it is survival." His intensity unsettled me. I glanced around my small studio, a desk lamp, 2 monitors, shelves stacked with horror novels. The air felt heavier than it had before. We moved on to Bhangar Fort, supposedly the most haunted place in India. Arjun's tone dropped lower. He spoke of a sorcerer who cursed a princess, of a whole town that fell to ruin. The Indian government itself had signs forbidding anyone from entering after sunset. "Wait," I interrupted. "You're saying the government officially recognizes a curse?" "I'm saying the Archaeological Survey of India posted the signs," he replied. "You can check for yourself, but I warn you, do not go there after dark." My lamp flickered. Just a tiny stutter of light, but enough to make me notice. I rubbed my eyes and wrote a note to edit that part out later. Then it happened. At first it was static, a faint hum, like radio interference creeping into the call. I tapped my headphones, thinking it was on my end, but the hum deepened, stretching into something that sounded almost like breath. Then came a voice, female, thin and whispery, but unmistakably clear. तुम दोनों सुन रहे हो ना? मैं यहीं हूँ. The Hindi words rolled out, chilling even though I didn't understand them. Arjun froze. His lips parted. His color drained. What the hell was that? I asked. He whispered. She said, You both hear me, right? I'm here. My laugh was shaky. Background noise? Somebody in your house? No, he said sharply. I live alone. Before I could reply, the voice came again, softer, closer, like someone leaning right against my ear. Why do you pretend not to believe? I ripped off my headphones, heart pounding. The voice didn't vanish. It seeped faintly from the laptop speakers now. Arjun shook his head rapidly, muttering under his breath. His microphone picked up the words, short, fast prayers I couldn't recognize. The woman's voice overlapped his, sweet, calm, almost playful. क्यों बुलाया तुमने? लो मैं आ गई. Arjun's eyes snapped up to me. She says, Why did you call me? Now I've come. A pressure built in my ears, the way it feels before a plane takes off. My desk lamp flickered harder, buzzing. I grabbed the mic. This is a prank, right? Some effect you're adding on your end? His expression was pure terror. No prank, Daniel. Listen to me. End this call now. The female voice giggled, soft and horrible. Then she said my name. Not Daniel, but Danny, the way my mother used to when I was a child. Her voice had the same warmth, the same little lilt at the end. Danny, open the door. I'm waiting. I stared at Arjun. My throat went dry. I didn't tell you my nickname, I said hoarsely. He shook his head. I don't know it, but she does. The screen glitched. His face smeared into pixels, stretched unnaturally, then snapped back. My lamp went out, plunging me into almost complete darkness. Close the call, Arjun shouted. Don't give her more time. But before I could, the voice returned, this time in flawless English, clear and commanding. Don't listen to him. You've already invited me. The call dropped. My laptop went black. I sat in silence, my heart slamming against my ribs. The room felt colder. I thought I heard faint breathing behind me. But when I turned, nothing was there. It took me 20 minutes to reboot the computer. When it finally came back, the recording file was still there. I almost deleted it without listening, but curiosity clawed at me. I had to know. The file was 6 hours long. We'd only talked for 45 minutes. My stomach turned as I pressed play. The whispers started immediately, layered, overlapping, endless. Some in English, some in Hindi, some in languages I didn't even recognize. But the worst part wasn't her voice, it was mine. I heard myself answering her, calm, obedient, agreeing to things I didn't remember saying. At one point, clear as day, my own voice whispered, I'll let you in tonight. I slammed the laptop shut. The sound still seemed to echo in the room, vibrating in my skull. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. Every creak of the apartment made me jump. Every shadow felt alive. At 3:17 a.m., my phone rang. The caller ID showed an Indian number, Arjun's number. I hesitated, then answered. My voice shook. Hello? There was no greeting, no hesitation, just her. The same soft female tone, intimate and close. "Danny," she whispered, "open the door." And then, in perfect sync, someone knocked. 3 slow raps against my front door. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. My phone trembled in my hand. And through the speaker, layered beneath her whisper, I heard my own voice. "I'm coming." Thank you for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, then comment down below and let me know what you think. I'll see you next time with another story. Until then, keep smiling and don't forget to like and subscribe.